There is something special about rhythm and blues. Oh, excuse me, the short version that is R&B. I got a chance to see a concert earlier this month, and today I will review the classic performers like Stephanie Mills, DeBarge, and After 7 from that wonderful concert performance. Also, we caught up with filmmaker and epilepsy advocate Karla Braithwaite as she discussed her epilepsy battle and how many are fighting the good fight to become better, including her. I'm Val the Voice Johnson, and this is Interludes.
Interludes, a Peer Lighthouse production. This episode is brought to you by...
Need help with wills, trusts, or protecting your LLC? Join Legal Shield today. Text the word LEGAL to 347-652-0243 for more information.
And now, all the way from the south side of Chicago, give it up for your host, Val the Voice Johnson.
To share my experience at the spectacular concert that took place on November 18th, 2023 at the Airy Crown Theater. The event, dubbed the R&B Groove Thing, featured an incredible lineup. Stephanie Mills as the lead, with special guests DeBarge, After 7, Howard Hewitt, and Evelyn Champagne King. This stellar event was presented by Urban Vibe Entertainment. I had the wonderful opportunity to attend this R&B concert, and for those of you who are familiar with V103 in Chicago, it's known for its R&B hits and classic tunes. This event was right up that alley. It reminded me of the essence of Kiss FM back in New York, which I dearly miss. The highlight of the evening was Stephanie Mills, an artist whose talent I've admired since my childhood. Not many know this, but before she rose to fame with R&B hits, Stephanie was dazzling audiences on Broadway in the original production of The Wiz. Interestingly, there was some controversy about why she wasn't considered for the film version that followed. One of the most surprising revelations of the night for me was learning that Stephanie Mills won a Grammy Award for Best R&B Song for Never Knew Love Like This back in '81. Now shifting gears, let's talk about the performances of the night that came before Stephanie. Evelyn Champagne King kicked off with a high-energy set, proving that age is just a number as she grooved to her hits at age 63. King rose to stardom in the mid to late 70s with hits like I'm in Love, Love Come Down, and the Grammy Award-winning track Shame. Evelyn belted out her songs using tracks, and then I saw a conga set on stage with her. She closed out her set with one of her biggest hits, Shame, and totally shocked us as an audience by playing the congos during the popular instrumental break of Shame. Another thing, Evelyn was dropping it like it was hot and getting back up like a 20-year-old. Come on, girl. Oh my goodness. She was the perfect choice for opening this R&B Groove Thing concert. Howard Hewitt recently hit the stage, and let me tell you, he still got that undeniable charisma that we all know and love. Picture this. He's belting out some of these Shalimar classics like Make That Move, The Second Time Around, but hold on, he didn't stop there. The man even brought out a gospel number, Say Amen, that totally struck a chord with the audience. What a way to wrap up his set, right? Now here's the scoop. It's kind of mind-boggling that Howard Hewitt and Jody Watley, his former Shalimar bandmate, still have this decades-old beef hanging over them. I mean, come on, guys. Let's patch things up. We all remember the Shalimar days, and some of Howard's biggest hits happened during that era. Can you imagine the magic if he and Jody Watley could bury the hatchet and hit the stage together for a nostalgic trip down memory lane? Fingers crossed, the next time Howard takes the spotlight, we might get a chance to witness that epic reunion we've been hoping for. Stay tuned, and let's keep the good vibes flowing. Let's talk about After 7's set. And oh boy, it was a musical journey that was a clever mix of old school and new school tunes. Picture this, a super talented full band setting the stage on fire, seamlessly blending the vibes of old school and new school tunes. Kevon Edmonds, the last man standing for After 7, was on point, hitting every note and flashing that infectious smile. And guess what? The crowd, and yours truly included, couldn't help but chime in, especially during those gems like Can't Stop. Now let's dig into After 7's repertoire. Sure, their catalog may not be the longest, but man, did they take us on a nostalgia trip. Think Nights Like This, I Wish, from the 5 Heartbeats soundtrack. A classic movie, right? But hold up, they also sprinkled in some new school R&B flavor with a cover of The Weeknd's Earned It. Talk about a delightful surprise. After 7 also performed a song from the Soul Food soundtrack written by Babyface, Kevon's brother, and the film was shot right here in Chicago. It was a nice way to embrace the Chicago fans of After 7. And to cap it all off, they closed the show with a personal fave, Ready or Not. Flashback to college days, anyone? That song and its music video were on repeat for me. What a stellar way to wrap up their set, leaving us all with those sweet R&B vibes lingering in the air. Until next time, keep those musical memories alive. DeBarge, though faced with some vocal challenges, reminded us of the impact of his and his family's contribution to the music world. But there were some rough moments during his performance, as many of us in the audience struggled to hear him speak or sing the first few songs. And also, I was confused at first. DeBarge didn't perform any of his hits at the very beginning of his set. One saving grace was 2 female members of his band, a very talented saxophone player and a violin player. I felt the audience almost want to turn on him as he sat behind a keyboard and drank more water. I guess that was to lubricate his vocal cords. Ladies and gentlemen, I have never prayed so hard during an R&B concert like I did when L was performing. And I was thinking, please, y'all, don't turn on him. He's warming up. The voice is still there. And after a few walks down memory lane with other artists' songs, L wowed the crowd as he played and sang one of his biggest hits with the group DeBarge called Love Me in a Special Way. I breathed a sigh of relief as the rest of his set started to sound like the R&B crooner L. DeBarge has always been celebrated to be. Finally, Stephanie Mills graced the stage, and it was worth the wait. Her performance was not just about the songs. It was a narrative of her journey, filled with personal anecdotes and backed by incredibly talented vocalists. Her authenticity and stage presence were unmatched. Also, it was great to see how she highlighted her 3 very talented background vocals. They were all male and were able to match Stephanie's high vocals on many of her classic hits. And as many folks love to remember Stephanie singing on Broadway, she closed with her hit from the Wiz soundtrack, Home. She is unmatched when it comes to performing this classic. And even though the full concert went past the midnight hour, real Stephanie fans stayed until the final note was belted out. That was me. As I reflect on this experience, what stands out is the power of R&B music to evoke nostalgia and connect us to different moments in our lives. Whether it's reminiscing about backyard barbecues, block club parties, or appreciating the evolution of music, nights like these are a testament to the enduring charm of R&B. So that's my take on the R&B Groove concert at the Erie Crown Theater, a night of nostalgia, superb talent, and timeless beauty of rhythm and blues. This is Val the Voice Johnson bringing you the best from the world of music and entertainment. Until next time, keep enjoying those soulful tunes.
We'll be right back after a word from our sponsors.
The After Show is a vibrant mix of rhythm, laughter, and music trivia that makes creating this space both enjoyable and entertaining. My experience with the after show often takes me back to the days of listening to Doug Banks, the Mod Squad, or the Tom Joyner Morning Show. The after show with Val the Voice streams on Clubhouse every Monday and Tuesday from 9:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. For more information on how you can join in on the fun, please visit our website, linktr.ee/Pure Light Media. Interludes is now available on the Live 365 app under the Absolutely Focus Radio platform. We have partnered with Absolutely Focus Radio to give you more aspirational, more informational, and more motivational tips from our insightful interviews with today's top creatives and business professionals. Come be inspired by the platform Absolutely Focus Radio, only on the Live 365 app. Check out our platform Interludes, a Pure Lighthouse production, by downloading the Live 365 app today and search for Absolutely Focus Radio. And now, back to our show. November is National Epilepsy Awareness Month. Last year, we had friend to the show and filmmaker Karla Braithwaite come on and talk about her journey and her fundraising for the Epilepsy Foundation. It was great to catch up with Braithwaite and find out how she's been doing since last year and how her recent battle with epilepsy this year interrupted her daily fundraising walk. Let's take a listen. This is Interludes, and I'm Val the Voice Johnson, and I'm checking in with a dear friend of mine who doesn't mind if I do a nice long snot cry and all over the phone, because that's what we do when we are emotional. Someone who on last year was a part of the November is Epilepsy Month, and it's every November. So that happened in 2022. She did a walk and raised
nearly $2,000.
Woo! Last year, and now we're checking in to see how things are going. Karla Braithwaite.
Yes, thank you so much, Val, for having me on your show. And thank you for being someone that you can call and cry and snot all over, and I can call you back and cry and snot all over you too. That's what good friends are for. Yeah, it's funny. The life of epilepsy is very challenging. Last year, honestly, I was very blessed and was able to do the 30-mile walk challenge during Epilepsy Awareness Month for the Epilepsy Foundation. And basically on my membership page raised about $1,500, but there were some people who didn't want to go through that page. So it was about $2,000, which was basically near my goal. This year, I don't know, something said, I don't know, girl. So I just set it as a lower goal of just basically $300, which was actually very good because I was able to start the first day off and then I wasn't feeling too well. So November 1st, I was out walking and I kept walking a mile every day. And then November 9th, I had 2 seizures in one day. And unfortunately, when I have a seizure, it knocks me off of my chair, my whatever you want to call it. It basically can knock you down on the ground. And it's basically taken up to this point, which is now almost the end of November for me to recover. And so I haven't been able to do that walk a mile. But I did want to share because this is the thing that I think people need to know about epilepsy, that unfortunately, sometimes no matter how well made your plans are, it can come and it can just knock you down. But then you got to get back up again.
Right. And the encouragement that many got from last year's podcast was what you just stated, was to never give up and to make sure that you're in touch with your doctor and that you're getting, number one, the meds needed, and then also the support. Who's been extremely supportive in your world has been your husband, Curtis. Talk about that and how others that suffer with epilepsy can lean on their support systems.
Well, I have been amazingly blessed with my husband, Curtis. We met and he knew that I had epilepsy. He's an accountant And he wrote an 18-page analogy of the cost of marrying me, and he still wanted to, because that's just the way he is. He is just so funny, but he accepted me as I am, and then supports me as I am. And we met, and I was working full time. There have been times when I work and I go back and forth, and I can still when I'm able to do that. But the biggest thing that you need throughout your entire journey are people around you who understand what epilepsy is. It's not something that just drags you down, depending on your case, that you can do nothing. You could still work a full-time job. You could still have a career if that's your desire. You could still be a parent if you're so blessed. But you need people around you who understand that. There's so many different support groups also within like the epilepsy community. You can check through the Epilepsy Foundation. You can always find support groups and help groups to help and understand their church groups, just so people know that this is who you are. It's always good to be honest, so they know, they understand. And then when you need to cry, you can cry to them. Or, when you just need to, I need some help today. I can't get my medicine, because many people can't drive. Just having people around you that understand. And I really believe honesty is the most important thing, being honest with people so they know. And so then you can, if something goes wrong, they know about it. It's the best way to approach it. It'll keep those relationships pure and together and consistent.
Yeah, and I had a vision of a scene from the movie that Sanaa Lathan and Wesley Snipes was in. I cannot think of the name of it. It is based on why am I forgetting her name? Waiting to Exhale author, Terry McMillan. It's based on one of her books. There is a scene where the main character played by Sanaa Lathan has a seizure, and Wesley is there, and he helps her. And he talks with her later, and he says, "You suffer with this. Why didn't you tell me? So I could have, been there to best help and support you." And I was thinking, yeah, having a great support system when dealing with epilepsy is, I believe, critical. And when I think about when it's depicted in television, when it's depicted, sometimes there are myths that come out about that. What's one of the myths that stand out to you about epilepsy that you've heard, but you're like, no, that's not true at all?
Oh, it's funny. This makes me laugh because many times what you see when someone has a seizure is like they which can happen. It depends on the type of seizure. If you have what they used to call a grand mal seizure, which is the largest one where all the senses in your body are kind of have a problem, you can like fall on the ground, you can, turn around and stuff like that. But a seizure can be something, the type I have are what they call complex partials or temporals, and they're very small. Like you can look online and Google it, and you could see someone having a seizure, and you might not even know. Actually, I was coming home from my mother's hometown on the plane, and I had a seizure as the plane was landing, but nobody knew. The guy next to me obviously didn't know. And all I knew was I heard them say, baggage is at claim number 8. And then the next thing the stewardess was saying to me was like, oh, we still have a passenger here. Then I realized I had a seizure. Nobody knew. It can be very, very quiet. It can be very silent. For me, it's just strange little movements of my hand or my body, or very, very small little subtle things. It can be that small. So, television kind of portrays it as this big bit of drama. But it doesn't have to be that big, but it takes time to recover. And it is good to have people who know so that, you can get help in doing that. One of the greatest things to have is a badge, an emergency badge, which I do have. Because then if something does happen, people will know, oh, this is what's happening. She's having a seizure.
Right. And to have the tag on it says that you suffer with that. There's nothing wrong with having that on, so people would know how to help with that. Yeah. I'm grateful to know that you at least got a couple of days in for your walk you're raising money for awareness, and so you lowered the amount. What's kind of the takeaway that you want people to know about epilepsy, and also the non-for-profit where you'll be donating the funds to?
I think it's funny. I think, I believe God has a reason for all things. And I think he's telling me once again to get back up, never give up, keep trying. And then also, it's okay if all your plans don't succeed. You tried, you know what I'm saying? You just keep trying and you just keep working at it. That's what we can do with our life, is live our life the best we can with what we've got. There is no guarantee that you're going to have everything, but you just live it so you're happy and pleased, where I gave it my all. And I'm happy with that. And it also just says to me, like, there are organizations that really want to help people. And epilepsy is just one of many challenges that there are. It's just the one that I have. And so I can do what I can to help more people understand it and help and support other people with it. So whatever anybody else has, you can do the best with whatever you have so you can help other people. And we can all ultimately help each other during this wonderful merry-go-round of life.
And I just thought of the name of the film, Disappearing Acts. It was based on a book from Terry McMillan. And so, and lastly, is there a film or a television show that depicts it truthfully? Any show that you've seen that depicted it truthfully? Someone that suffers with epilepsy?
I've seen some episodes of TV series where they do, depending on it, but not exactly someone where you can live a life and still have epilepsy. No. Maybe I'll get to write that one and produce and direct it, because people with epilepsy can do it, since that's what I do as a filmmaker. But no, not really that I've seen. If there is, please let me know.
Yeah, and I think that would be a challenge I'd like to give you, because I know the talent you have as a filmmaker, and it would be good to see that properly depicted well. I've read a couple of short scripts that Karla has crafted and put together, but that is something I think I would love to see. And I think it would be phenomenal to depict it well, but also to say, but this is not my life, or our lives are not over if I suffer with this particular disorder. So great.
Thank you. Thank you for the challenge, Valerie. I wasn't expecting that one, but all right. I do like a challenge.
Karla Braithwaite, thank you for joining me on today. I just wanted to do a check-in, and just wanted to say and to give you love and prayers, and that prayerfully the name of the organization, the foundation that helps with epilepsy awareness, that more and more people find out more about this disorder so they can help the folks in their family or friends that suffer with this disorder.
Thank you very much, Valerie.
I'm Val the Voice Johnson, and this is Interludes. For more information about supporting the Epilepsy Foundation, please visit our website, linktr.ee/Pure Light Media.
Interludes. Original concept by Valerie Johnson. Produced by Valerie Johnson. Original intro and outro music produced by Kendall Nesbitt. Interludes. A Peer Lighthouse production. This episode is brought to you by...
Need help with wills, trust, or protecting your LLC? Join Legal Shield today. For more information regarding legal protection or to join our worldwide sales team, text the word LEGAL to 347-652-0243. Become a future sponsor or advertiser on our podcasting platform by visiting our website today.
To subscribe to our YouTube channel or join Interludes Facebook group, visit the website linktree/peerlightmedia. That's linktr.ee/peerlightmedia.